What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Humble Lecter, and today we got another VHS figure over here in the house, and introducing here the retro VHS Storm. So in today's video, what we're going to do is, of course, to check out the figure, go through the accessories, articulation, and of course do some comparisons over here, and of course just give you my thoughts and my opinions on this. So yes, without further ado, let us just get right into it. Alright, so we're going to start off here with the packaging, and just before I go any further, I did buy this off from Shopee. It did come from Taiwan, so in case if you guys are wondering where to get this, because here in Malaysia, this doesn't actually ship in, so I had to get this from overseas. And looking at the packaging over here, as we can see from this VHS style, I gotta say, I really do like it. It is better compared to the other windowless packaging. You have your nice cartoon artwork over here, and right now I'm actually watching on Disney Plus the animated X-Men series before they continue that, and I'm actually really liking this so far. So we have the cartoon animation front. On the sides here, we have that same logo here as with the other figures, and we have the product image over here. And just bringing it a little bit closer, let me just adjust the cameras over here. So we have a closer description. With her weather manipulation power, Storm can summon lightning across the sky or gentle rain over a parched land. Alright, so nothing much about there, pretty simple. And now what we are going to do is, of course, to unbox this bad boy up. Alright, so here we have the Storm figure, and first thing I'm going to say is I didn't expect to like this as much as I would. The only reason why I bought this at the start was the fact that I didn't have the retro carded at the first part, and when I bought this I found a good deal on the retro carded, which we will compare in the later part. And I gotta say, this one here looks amazing as well. So if you want to talk about accessories, there isn't much to it. We only have the lightning firing hands over here, which we have seen before in, I think, the Electro figure, and this is more of the female hands over here. And I gotta say, it looks really nice. And let me just tone down this ones here so you can have a closer look on this figure. So you can see that the lightning on here, the translucency looks really nice as well. It's all coming out from her fingers, and I gotta say, it looks really amazing over here. Great details, but there isn't much when it comes to accessories. So just looking at this figure over here, let us look at that face. And I got to say, the face tag technology on this is really nice, very accurate. I wouldn't say it's very similar to the cardboard box that we have at the back here, but in terms of a Storm figure, I gotta say this one here, Aurora Monroe, does look really nice as well. And if you look at the cell shading, I think this one isn't that crazy compared to like maybe the Mr. Sinister, but it does look really nice. It does have that subtle kind of colors on her. And yeah, you can't really complain too much on that for me. I mean, for me personally, it's going to be a plain white figure we're going to have. So I do like the fact that they have added some cell shading on her to give her a little bit more character and a little bit more personality. So just looking at this, again, like I said, the face on this looks really nice. The lips as well looks really nice. Going on to her costume. This one here is detachable. You can take this off, and then you can take off the cape as well. And it is made up of cloth material here, and it does give you a very good range of flexibility. And you can see that from her wrist there, it is a string attached to her wrist. So once you take it out, you know, this thing will be detached anyway. And going on to her costume here, very nice details, and it is movable on this side. And again, some cell shading on her arms as well, the biceps. And going on to her torso, you can see a bit of hollowness inside here if you twist it up too much, if you want to put her into a flighting pose, which I think most people would. And of course, you can swivel around, which we're going to check about in a little bit. The belt here is carved in, so it isn't like movable in the sense. And the paintwork does follow through, as we can see here. Going on to the legs, pretty simple, I would say. Just nice white paint with the black markings on her, and on the cape as well. You do see some kind of artwork here. And going on to the hair, wouldn't say it's the craziest we have seen with the Dark Phoenix figure. We have seen with the Wanda Maximoff zombie as well. This one does make it a little bit of a challenge to stand because of a top heavy head. But as we can see, you know, you can just put it like that and it would stand quite nicely. But most of the time, I think people would put her into a flying pose, I would think. And I think, yeah, overall, it's a very good looking figure. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the articulation on this. So in terms of head movement, you can tilt left and right, but because of the hair here, you'll notice that it's a little bit hindered, but you can twist it here. But of course, it's hindered by the hair and also the shoulder pads. In terms of the head movement, you can't tilt all the way up that much anyway, but you can tilt all the way down, which is pretty good. Going on to the arms, again, it's hindered by the cape here. So if you want to take out the cape, you can turn it 360 degrees. Otherwise, you can just twist it like that, swivel like that. You do have a good amount of elbow pivot over here, and you do have that 90 degrees bend. You do not have any double jointed elbows, which, you know, it's a bit disappointing, but you do have pinless, which isn't too bad. And going on to the wrist, you do have nice hinge over here and a nice swivel as well on both sides. Same as well with the lightning firing hands. You can twist it and swivel, and you also do have a hinge. Going on to the torso, so like I mentioned, you can go left and right as much as you want, 360 degrees. You can go all the way this much, which is amazing, but you're going to see that hollow part inside her. You can crunch forward this much, which isn't a lot, I would say. You don't have any waist swivel. Going on to the legs, you can spread out this much, not a lot. And going on to the upper thigh, you do have your upper thigh swivel. You do have pinless, not really pinless, you can see the pins, but you have double jointed knees, and you do have nice ankle pivots as well, very, very flexible. And also you can hinge up and down, and you can swivel left and right as well. Measuring out this figure, it does stand in at about the 6.5-inch mark, which isn't too bad. Actually, almost about the 6-inch mark. And here we are going to compare both of these two Storm figures. So as we can see, they are using the same exact body mold. It's exactly the same thing. You're going to get your pinless elbows, your pin knees, and all these other things. So it is exactly the same. But of course, the head sculpts are different on both these two figures. Here we have like the powered up version of Storm, you know, when she calls up the storms, the hurricanes, then her eyes turns to white. So this is still very applicable. This one does have the more normal looking head sculpt over here. And in terms of the artwork, in terms of the so-called the accessories, if you get the retro version, what you can get is this here. So you can get this power lightning accessory pieces, whereas on the VHS, like I mentioned, you have the ones coming up from the fingers. I did wish that they could have given us at least this one as well with the VHS. We're seeing that it is going to be more expensive than your normal Marvel Legends figures, but it is what it is. And of course, if you want to do a head swap, that is what we're going to do now. So here we have it with the new sculpt with the old body and the old head sculpt with the new body, and I gotta say both of them still look really, really nice. And one thing I noticed here that I want to highlight to you guys is the hair. So we can see with the retro cutted, it does have the more fancy, and it does have the blue wash as well, whereas on the VHS it's still a bit cleaner, I would say. And you can see that the designs are different. This one is again a bit more calm, whereas on the retro carded is a bit more in the superpowered, so maybe that makes more sense for the eyes. And I gotta say, I mean, looking at these two figures, it's really hard for me to choose which one to keep. I'll probably just keep both of them anyway. And again, one more thing is on the cape here, you can see that you have the lines, whereas on the retro carded, we don't have any of them. But again, yeah, just looking at this too, I really do like these two figures. And here is it next to the other VHS figures. And I gotta say, I mean, these are the figures that you might want to get from this VHS series. I mean, these are the ones that actually have done a remarkable job, especially with the Cyclops figure over here. And I have heard about people actually breaking their toes over here, which for me, I think mine, the feet here is a little bit stiff. So after hearing those, I kind of was worried, so I'm not going to bend it too much. But in terms of the VHS series, I think these three here are the top ones that you might want to get. I'm not sure about getting Jean Grey and Morph. Do let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a review on those, and maybe I'll just get it. But again, I'm just looking at three of them, and I'm just super impressed to get this, and I'm just super happy to get this VHS figures. Alright, so that is it with the VHS figure storm, and I was just switching out the hands, and one thing that was so annoying is that you can see that torn over here because I was trying to take out the hands and it's already attached to it. So for some reason, sometimes if you can't control it, you might just tore this. So I'm gonna minus points for that. I mean, it is a nice touch to it, but they have added a cloth, but yeah, it's annoying. So for a rating, this figure, I would give this a nice 6.5 out of 10. I mean, it is an old redo of an old figure, and of course, if you did miss out on the retro white suited Storm figure, you can actually get the black suited, which absolutely is no wrong whatsoever. This one here, nothing new on it, just for the hands that we have here, and of course the face sculpt. Other than that, you're going to get the same exact figure. So yes, and it's 6.5, and if you guys have missed out on the retro carded, you can get this one here as a replacement, which you can add into your normal X-Men series if you don't want to have the VHS. So yeah, overall a very good looking figure, and 6.5 I think is a fair rating. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this figure, and if you are getting this as well. If you guys did enjoy this video, do click the like and smash the subscribe button down below for more videos like this in the future, and also do follow me on my socials on Instagram at the Hummer Lecter. So I'll see you guys in the next one.